is going on, everybody? This is Trudger MC, and I think it's time that we look back at some of my NECA figures and go over some of them again. So, last time I did a review of my favorite NECA figures. That was a while back, and I could only come up with the top 5 so as to avoid including all of the ones I had in my collection, and I've since gotten some that I think are really cool, so I've kind of outdated my own list, and so I figure might as well look back and go over a top 10 now of my favorite NECA figures. So you might agree, you might disagree. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think, but I'm going to jump right on into it with my number 10 pick, and for my number 10 pick I have the Inferno Ghostface, or the Stab 8 Ghostface, whatever you want to call it. So I think that the idea of just them exploring like the Scream look, but also the Stab look, I think that that's really cool, and it shows that NECA, you know, like they're willing to go the extra mile when it comes to detail and stuff like that, because I don't know who would have thought of that, of, man, we really should get a figure based off of Stab 8, but they included it, and so I think that that's really cool. And so what is included here, you get a ton of accessories and options and all of that. I think it's really cool. It's just the only minor complaint that I have is, I said this in my video of comparing all the Ghostface figures, but I don't like how obvious it is that this is something that can come off. Like, I understand if you want to go with the pose of him, like, showing off he's got a bulletproof vest. I understand that, but at the same time, I don't like how it's really obvious that there's like a crease there and a seam, and you know, you can open it up. I understand, but I'm just saying, if like that's the only thing that's not putting it any higher on this list, but it is still a top 10 pick for me. It's definitely worth picking up, especially if you're a Scream fan and you like poking fun at the Stab movies and all of that. It's really cool, really fun. But yeah, this is my number 10 pick, is the Inferno Ghostface. Then coming in at number 9, we have Tiffany from the Chucky Blind Box Series 2. And this one is really cool. I didn't get a Tiffany prior to this, so this is my first one, and I think that she looks really cool. And for being a small figure that's put in a mystery box series, I think that it has a lot of detail. It's really fun. I like the way the hair looks, and even though she only has just one accessory, and that's an alternate hand, I think that it's still pretty cool. And if you're a Child's Play fan, and specifically a Tiffany Valentine fan, I think that this is definitely one worth checking out, because it is different from the one in the 2-pack, whether you have that or not. I didn't, so this is my first one, and I think it's really cool. And yeah, like I said, I mean, there's not really much to say. I mean, when it comes to NECA, you kind of know what you're going to get, that they're just really cool and, you know, loaded with detail and all of that. So yeah, I think that this is really cool, worth picking up. And yeah, this is my number 10 pick for my favorite NECA horror figure. So there we go, Tiffany coming in at number 9. Then coming in at number 8, we get one of the first ones that I got, and that is Jason from Friday the 13th, The New Blood, Part 7, Jason versus Carrie movie. But yeah, I think that this is really cool. I mean, what is there to say that hasn't already been said? I mean, come on, man. The details are all here. Like, he's got his spine exposed. He's got a really messed up face underneath the mask. They have the detail of like the scar in the mask and like all of that. Like, it's really cool details like all across the board. He's got basically every detail you could want. He's got it included. And yeah, he's got some fun accessories and all of that. So I feel like this list would be a little incomplete without him, because he's really cool. He's big. He's got tons of detail. He's actually pretty poseable, and I think that, yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory that this guy's on here. So yeah, this is my number 8 pick, is Friday the 13th, Jason from Part 7. Then, coming in at number 7, so not Jason from Part 7, but coming in at number 7, we have Hellraiser, the Cenobite, the lead Cenobite, the Hell Priest, whatever you want to call this guy. I know he's called Pinhead, but I still don't like calling him that. Yeah, so I think that this figure is really cool. This guy was in my top 5 list the last time around, and basically everything that I said still stands. I think that this figure has a really cool shelf presence. I say as a thing falls out from his belt. But yeah, he's got some really cool shelf presence. I mean, this guy will definitely stand out on a shelf. With like how it's black, but like you also have like some red detail and like it's really cool details there with the face and the box and all of that. And yeah, so I'd say that this is a cool figure, especially if you're a Hellraiser fan like I am. It's definitely cool, worth picking up. And I still say, NECA, where are more Hellraiser figures? I'm still waiting on that. Trick or Treat Studios is making some. Why isn't NECA going back to that? But yeah, regardless, Hellraiser, the Cenobite, whatever you want to call this guy, he is in at my number 7 pick. So really cool, worth checking out if you haven't already. But yeah. We're going to move on to number 6, and for number 6, we have the Ultimate Chucky, the original one, not the Child's Play 2 based one. This is the one, the first Chucky Ultimate that they made, if I'm not mistaken, the one that has stuff based off of Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, and then I think they also have stuff on like Curse of Chucky and stuff like that, so you get a whole bunch of options with this figure, and I personally like this design of making him look like really worn down and all of that, with the head from Child's Play 3 and the arm from Child's Play 2. I think that that's a really cool look for him, but you have so many options when you get this figure. You can really customize him however you want. If you want him to look like just a regular good guy doll, you can. If you want him to look like this, you can. If you want him to look like Chucky from a specific movie, you can. Like, you get so many options with this Ultimate, and yeah, I think that it's really cool, and if you're a fan of Charles Lee Ray, I say that this is definitely worth picking up. But yeah, so there we go, number 6. I mean, like I said, if y'all want more details on any of these figures, you can check out the reviews. But yeah, I'm just gonna move on here. Then coming in at number 5, this is not recency bias, and I know that some people have some bias against this movie, but I have the Halloween Resurrection Michael Myers. And yes, I understand all the criticism of this movie and all of that, but I feel like we have to look at this honestly here and say that this figure is really well done. I think that them just taking the body that they made with the previous release and making it darker, I think that that actually really improves it. I think that the color was a bit too bright on the H2O one, which is accurate to the movie if we're being honest, but if we want more of a regular-looking Michael Myers, I think this is definitely the way to go. And the mask, even though the mask, like some people might not like it, from a distance, it's not too noticeable, like how weird it looks. And if you're really not a fan of the mask, well, he has an alternate mask that's all burned up, but you could also just take a head from a different Michael Myers figure and put it on this body, and then I think that you got a really solid figure here. He's got some decent enough accessories, and yeah, he just has some really cool shelf presence. Like, you could just have him standing here like this, and you can already tell just right off the bat who that is and what he's about and all of that. And so, because of that, it's so simple yet effective, and so he had to make my top 5. So, I know that a lot of people might not like the movie, but we have to be honest here. This is a really good release in terms of a figure. So yeah, number 5 is Halloween Resurrection Michael Myers. And coming in at number 4, we have the new Ghostface. The Ghostface Returns, not the Christmas one that is coming out, but yeah, the Ghostface Returns figure. I think that this one is really fun. It's a big upgrade from the previous releases, in my opinion. I know that a lot of people like the Inferno one, but for me, this is the best one just because of like the customizability that you have with this, of all the different looks for it, but also like it has more detail like underneath the robe. Like, I'm sure, like I said, I haven't done this, but I'm sure you could just take the robe off and you have a complete looking figure underneath. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. And it has a ton of details. It's really posable. And yeah, so I think that the new Ghostface Returns figure is definitely worth picking up if you're a Ghostface fan, Scream fan, and also it has the Scary Movie What's Up head. So I think that that's really cool that they include that. But yeah, so Ghostface Returns coming in at number 4. Then coming in at number 3, this is a figure that was my previous number 2 on my list. Or was it my number 1? I don't remember. It was either my number 2 or my number 1. But we have Jason from Part 5, The New Beginning. And yeah, I feel like, you know, like if you just look at this figure, you can tell that, oh yeah, it's really cool because it's like, you know, all wet and shiny and glossy. Like, I think that that's a really cool detail, but I also just think it's such a cool detail that this exists in the first place, because people, when they hear, part 5, they think of, oh yeah, that's the movie that has Roy in it and Jason is still dead. Well, yeah, that's the case, but Jason does still have a presence in the movie. He's in, like, hallucinations for Tommy Jarvis and all of that, so Jason is still around, it's just that he's technically dead. So they really didn't have to release this figure. They could have said, yeah, well, we're making a Roy figure, so we're good. We can skip Jason. But they included this. And I think that that's so cool that they went the extra mile there. And so, yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say that this figure is just really cool, really nice details, accessories, like everything that you could want in a Jason figure, it's got that. And like I said, just the fact that it exists, I think that that's really cool. So, yeah, my number 3 is Jason from Part 5. Then coming in at number 2, we have another new release, but one that I think is definitely worth picking up if you're a fan of the character or the franchise, and that is the blood-splattered Art the Clown. And when I got the Art the Clown based off of the first movie, I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is easily one of my favorite figures. And then I got this one, and this one blew me away so much that I actually sold off my previous one. I was like, man, this one's so good that I like this one. I don't have to have 2 of these. I'm gonna get the 2-pack that's coming out with Little Pale Girl. So I was like, let's get this blood splattered one, and this is really cool. And yeah, the details are just phenomenal. The accessories that he comes with, he doesn't come with this gun, by the way, that's from Terminator, but regardless, the weapons that he does come with, and his accessories, and his alternate hands, and his alternate faces, and all of that, it's all just so well detailed. And on top of that, you get an already really solid figure. I think that this is definitely worth picking up, and even though I don't condone scalping, I understand why so many scalpers jumped on this figure. It's because it's really good, but do what you can to avoid the scalpers, because that's kind of a non-cool thing to do. But yeah, if you can find this figure for a good price, I would highly, highly recommend that you get it. So yeah, coming in at number 2 is Art the Clown Blood Splatter. Then coming in at number 1, what is my number 1 pick? Well, that is a figure that as soon as I got it out of the package, I knew, okay, this is one of my favorite figures in my entire collection. And that is the Pretty Woman Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And yeah, this figure is just so big, so imposing. Like, this is one of the biggest figures that I have in my regular collection. Yeah, he's really big. He's just looming over, a lot of the figures that I have. And yeah, just the details of, like, the shirt and the jacket, even that his fly is undone. And then just the face. The face alone made me like the figure, of how it's got that really poorly applied makeup that looks so creepy yet so accurate. And then, yeah, like the details, like, the coat, like the alternate coat where it's like windswept. That's so cool. The tie being articulated, the chainsaw, the mallet, the armadillo, like all of the stuff that's included with this figure. And on top of it being like pretty decently articulated and all of that. But it's mainly just the size and like the shelf presence and the accuracy, like all of that is just so well done that I don't think they could have done anything different to make this better. I really don't. And so because of that, this figure is just so cool to me. This is definitely my number 1 pick, and like I said, it's one of my favorite figures in my collection. But yeah, if you're a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, I highly recommend picking this up, though. If you are a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan and you're watching this video, you probably already do have this. But if you by chance don't have this, I recommend that you get it. But yeah, that is my number 1. So with all of that being said, if you like any of these videos, do be sure to leave a like. Well, I mean, as any of the figures, but regardless, if you want to see more content like this, you can definitely subscribe. Let me know in the comments, though, what's your favorite figure? Like, favorite release from the NECA horror? Like, is it any of the ones that I included? Is it some that I didn't include? Whatever it might be. I'm very curious to see that. You can check out any of the reviews for any of the other figures here, as well as some of the other ones that weren't included. You can check those out to see what I do have. But regardless, I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that I'll see you all later. Goodbye.